societies of control didn't come overnight. They came slowly through the progression of technology and economy in society.
Mm-hmm.
And so Foucault, in his works, especially Discipline and Punish and Madness and Civilization, highlights these spaces of enclosure.
Right, well, disciplinary societies.
Disciplinary societies. Starting in the 17th and 18th century with the invention of the prison and the modern school and the modern army.
Mm-hmm. What we're talking about here is basically the invention of institutions, of state bureaucracy, state-run organization that's meant to penetrate people's lives a bit more profoundly than maybe sovereign power did, where they just executed someone once in a while and everyone saw it. But now Foucault identified an interaction between classes that's much more deep and detailed. But point being is that in order to identify societies of control, we have to understand where they're coming from. And Foucault, like we had said, he identified the disciplinary societies, which are themselves spaces of enclosure.
And he marked the transition between sovereign societies where kings and aristocrats and peasant relationships dominated to relationships in capitalism where people worked in factories and had very sort of rigid existences where they were molded as bodies to perform certain tasks.
And what's critical about this regime of power, this disciplinary society, is that it pays most attention to the body, right? This is what we're going to contrast to the societies of control. Societies of discipline, they care about where your body is. They care about how your body is interacting with certain objects. They care about when your body is in certain places. Workers are always clocking in, clocking out. People are always being logged, supervised. And their bodies themselves have to be finely attuned to the assembly line, for example. Foucault's always using the term finely tuned apparatuses, or the phrase finely tuned. And it's the bodies that are being finely tuned to a mode of production.
And disciplined in physical spaces, too. I mean,
yeah, that's important.
A lot of attendance taking and examining and creating ledgers and records of knowledge is a big part of disciplinary societies. Having a criminal record is a relatively modern invention because it is a disciplinary invention of societies of discipline. Like the criminal justice system is a perfect example of a disciplinary society where one is tracked on how well they comport with the social rules, and then these outcomes are